Now, without further ado, I'm going to go to the hotline right now. I'm being told we have what is known in the biz as an FP, a famous person, is on the line right now. This is not the usual riffraff who call this show. It's an actual 5-star FP. Is this true? Do we have Ellie Kemper on the hotline?
It's true.
Oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little sick, but
you don't sound it, but I heard you say it, so I'm sorry.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to send your sympathies.
That's just how I am.
It is how you are.
Yeah.
You are nice.
I'm
right?
just nice is the thing. And when people are sick, I want them to feel better.
Yeah, me too. I do too. Look, I'm not nice, and I even want that.
Yeah, even you.
That shouldn't be. So I'm going to almost say that hoping that sick people don't be sick should not be the that should not be the demarcation line between nice and awful people.
No.
That should be the demarcation line between human and monster.
Human and monster, and you are not a monster.
Why, thank you.
You're also not awful, but I agree that both awful and nice people should not wish people to continue being sick.
Yes.
So we're on the same page with that.
I'm glad. Yes, good. See, we already are. There we go. Mike, mark that down.
Yeah.
We're on the same page on wishing good health to people who are sick.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, Ellie Kemper, you are. People would know you before your new show. People knew you best from The Office.
Yes, probably. If they knew me at all, that would probably be the best bet. Yes.
And then the second best bet would be Bridesmaids.
Probably, yeah. Yes. That's probably it.
But now, those two things have been stricken from anyone's memory because your new show has erased any previous traces of your past greatness.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Forget them.
That's how good Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is.
That's very kind of you. The show is, I'm from a point of view, from a creative point of view, from a writing point of view, it's a special show, and I am happy if people seem to like it. So that's been great news.
Yes. It's really, the show is so good, and people can see it over at Netflix. The whole first season is up. Just boom. It's all up.
All at once.
And
there's no waiting.
No.
Yeah.
Have you talked to people who've just power watched through all of them? Like,
I have. And, I am pleasantly surprised because I didn't know how people would consume it. It's a comedy. I feel like when I have binge watched, have bunged, or I guess it's just binged, they've mostly been dramas. So I was interested to see how people would consume this, and most of the people who I have spoken to seem to have watched it in one fell swoop. So that's, I guess that's just the way people do things now. That's the way people consume media now. But it's been nice that people, I guess the people who haven't enjoyed it haven't spoken to me about it. But the people who have spoken to me have said they've enjoyed it, and that mostly, they've consumed it all at once.
First of all, there's nobody who didn't enjoy it because it's awesome.
There's some people.
But the people, what are they doing? They're saying to you, hey, I saw the show. It's in color. Like, when you have to, give somebody a compliment when you weren't into their thing?
Yep.
The ultimate one I heard is, and this is more on the musical end of things, that somebody in a band said to another person in a band, it looked like you guys were having fun up there.
No. Yeah, that's not a compliment.
But it's enough of a compliment that it gets you away, that they realize that a minute after the person's gone, like you say, you pat them on the back, you're like, oh yeah, it looks like you guys are having fun up there. I'll see you guys later. Right. And then a minute later, they're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He didn't like what we just did.
He wasn't talking about our work up there. He just said we looked like we were enjoying it.
Yeah,
I said once to, he's a friend of mine, and I did think he did a great job, but it was a college performance of Zoo Story, and I think it's just two people in that play. I think it's the right play, but whatever play I saw, I clearly loved it. There were two people in it, and at the end of the play, I went around to say congrats to my friend, and the first thing I asked was, how did you memorize all those lines? Which is like the same thing, kind of, because I don't think that's what you compliment someone on.
Well, it's saying, I mean, it's almost saying, like, you are an actor.
Yeah.
You're not a full-on amateur.
Exactly.
You had a place up there.
I see what you're trying to do.
I see what you're trying to do would be that. Yeah, that would be the most hurtful thing
you could say.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to do up there. And then you just walk away. Yeah,
no, that's it.
Yeah.
It was clear to me. Yeah.
Now, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt started off, it was going to be an NBC show.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it was.
At what point in the making of the show did you all find out that it was going to not be on NBC, but instead be on Netflix?
Yes. So we as a group did not find out until after the show had wrapped. It was actually, I think, the Friday before our wrap party. So it was like, I think we wrapped on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So we were all done, and then it was announced in the news, and then we had a nice wrap party because along with Netflix acquiring it, they also ordered a second season all at once. So it was really great news for everyone. But I had heard some, murmurings like the week before. Mm-hmm. So nothing confirmed, but the whole thing took place over the course of like 7 days, like the move from NBC to Netflix. But we had finished shooting everything by the time it had, it was made official.
Sure. So this show would have, because there's really, it's not like it's, like there's things that couldn't have been on NBC in terms of the language or anything like that.
Raciness, no. And in fact, I think the only changes that were made were, that they could put, Tina and Robert could put jokes back in that had been cut, not because of content, but just because of time. Because, of course, on a network show, it has to be a very, it has to be 22 minutes, or have to be commercials. But on Netflix, it's more flexible. So I think those were really the only changes made. And I'm curious to see what next season will bring, because now, they know that they don't have to adhere to any network standards.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee it being that different just because, well, I don't know. I guess they've only ever written for network television, so maybe everyone's about to be surprised by what comes out.
Yes, by the endless waves of violence and that you look at the first script from the second season and it's a bloodbath and it's nothing but toilet language and full frontal male nudity. Full frontal male nudity.
For some reason the females were spared.
Yes.
I guess it's all, is it rear? What is nudity from the back? Is it just rear nudity?
I think they just call that nudity.
Partial
nudity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like when you see in the credit, on like the little PG-13 thing, and it says like adult situations, partial nudity. That means
that must be what that is.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to know, because I wonder if you do show a boob, if that still is partial nudity. I mean, I wonder what do they describe full nudity as in a rating? Is it full nudity? Is it full? I've never seen the word frontal.
Some of these things, I think maybe they use explicit. Like I see, if you look at some of the descriptions, it'll be just like explicit drug use. It's like,
right.
What is this movie gonna? It's like, just sometimes you see. Sometimes I think they almost have to they almost are undermining the marketing of a thing. Like they try to make it look like it's dirtier or like edgier than it is, and then the box says it's just like, oh yeah, it seems like they're just showing you any example of anything outrageous in the trailer, and the box is telling the truth that we just saw all of it.
Right. Right. It's just summarizing.
Yes. What is the other 95 minutes of this movie going to be?
Right. Very boring. But what you just saw is, in case you were in the bathroom, this is what it is.
Yeah. You got all the good stuff already.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Ellie Kemper, when you're doing this show, where for people who don't know, basically you play somebody who was kidnapped in your early teens.
My early teens, I would say, was gone for 15 years, and at the show's start, I'm 29. So yeah, I was 14 when I was taken. Mm-hmm. And yes, the premise is that I am a young lady who has recently been rescued from this underground bunker where I've been held captive in a cult for 15 years, and in Indiana. And so that's the backstory and the start of the show. And the show opens with all of us being rescued by the FBI.
And you decide to stay in New York and find your way through the world. And your energy level on the show is so high.
Uh-oh, yeah.
How do you get to that place? Because, like, filming, it's a long day to film.
Right. A lot of explicit drug use.
A lot, okay.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
no drugs.
I know you're kidding. But you're just like, are you just like, do you have like one of those hand squeezer things that get like a stress ball that gets you like pumped up for every single take?
I'm really like flattered and honored that you observed that, because I think that, listen, it is not, like by comparison, a very hard job. But sometimes, yeah, you're tired. So, I don't know. I drink coffee, probably more than I should. And I don't know. I think that I'm naturally high energy. But sometimes sometimes Kimmy's, well, I guess she's never low energy. Even when she's like angry or sad, it's sort of, there's still a lot of energy in it. But you know, I'm wearing these outfits that are all very colorful and bright, and I would be interested in any, I don't know, studies that have been done linking wardrobe to mood, because that really does sort of help. I'm in a lot of bright yellows and pinks.
Yeah.
And I feel, I don't know, brighter, more energetic. I don't know if that's...
So there's like you're 12 hours into a day, and you're just like, then you just look at your yellow shirt, and you're just like, fine, I'll ramp it up now, yellow shirt. You're telling me to get excited, yellow shirt.
You got me again. Yeah. No, it's as simple as that. No, these are the kinds of acting secrets nobody knows about. Yeah, it's just one glance at that yellow shirt and I'm off.
Okay, so people, aspiring filmmakers and actors, realize just bring a bright shirt to your thing. Mm-hmm. And that'll bridge the gulf between you when you start running out of gas.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I did just say it, but I couldn't have summarized it better myself. I mean, that's really the key to acting. So anyway, it just depends on, or it doesn't depend on, it relies on you wearing, some form of bright clothing somewhere on you. Because
I don't know, I would be just like, because then you're in this thing and you're running around and playing it at such a high level, and then you must look past the camera and see all these blobs just sitting, watching you on monitors, just like they're like these, like they're starting to fall asleep, and you're just like, oh wait, we have to move the cameras now and do this 80 times from a different angle. Maybe,
I know.
Any chance you guys could stop eating while I'm...
Right. That is such a, it's nothing to complain about, but it is accurate. And also the other thing is, I don't know, I think it's just embarrassing because you do a lot of takes. So something that's funny in any, as we all know, in filmmaking and television making, you do a lot of takes. So something's funny the first time, and then you keep, or the third time, and even maybe the fifth time. But then you have to do it from so many angles. It's just, I don't know, it's embarrassing to try, like, you're trying to be funny, but of course no one's laughing. Everyone's like, yeah, either, eating whatever hot dogs craft services is passing out.
Yeah.
Or just staring at the monitor, not, is the light wrong, or like whatever, is something else. And so to do that and have people not laugh is strangely, like, humiliating and
right? It's hard.
Discouraging.
It's hard when you're all of a sudden there, and then they're just like moving the camera around, and then people are now saying to you, "Oh, see you tomorrow. I saw enough of this already. I'll see you tomorrow, Ellie." And they're like leaving. It's like, you can't, like, oh, you got enough? Oh, don't worry, I'll be here for another 2 hours doing the same thing you just saw.
Right.
And, like, thank you. I'm glad I did enough to pass the test now that you'll sign off on my performance, but then I can just keep doing the same thing, and you're home by that point.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, fellow worker on this show. So, I'm just.
I know.
Teasing.
Now wait. Is that my phone? I'm hearing a beep, but
I think I'm not hearing a beep.
This is very strange because, well, then good, because I'm calling. No one ever calls me, and I'm calling from a landline, so it must be call waiting. So I'm not familiar with that sound. But anyway, it stopped.
It's great.
And we're also here. I will say, of course, you are nice to say that they're, maybe the more challenging parts of an acting job, they're definitely there. But I will say, again, in the scheme of things, not that hard a job, because one thing that I feel like I'm bragging when I say this to you, I get to work on time. I think most people I know, probably get to work on time because you're there when work begins. But like it's like you look like you were having fun. The only nice thing people would say, no one ever said like, oh, that was so funny, or like, oh yeah, that was that was a really moving scene. People would be like, hey, we appreciate you getting to work on time. Like that was the biggest like compliment I ever got, was that I was on time to work.
You're low maintenance. Yeah, it's like, thanks for being low maintenance.
Yeah, right. Well, no, and thanks for just like doing what you're paid to do.
Yeah, showing up is that's not what got me hired for this. That's just like, well, let's just ask you, do you plan on being on time? Like,
right.
Yes, I do. I can't give you the job right now, but let me just say, I have to talk to a couple other people. Unless somebody else says they're going to be here early, you've got the job. Right.
And someone can surpass you.
Yeah,
in commute time.
5 minutes early.
Right.
We gave it to somebody who said they'd be here 15 minutes early. I'm so sorry, Ellie. Now, when you when you started on The Office, you had started. That was not. Am I correct that part was not meant to be as big as it was for the show?
Yeah. When I auditioned for that, it was a 4-episode arc. So Michael Scott had gone off to create his Michael Scott Paper Company, and he took Pam with him. So I was just subbing in as a receptionist in the office, and it was for 4 episodes. And then the story changed, and Pam became a saleswoman, and so I got both Aaron, my character, and Ellie, myself, got to keep the job into the next season, which is the biggest break you could ask for. So that was great.
Yeah. And how did you get on their radar over there?
I had what I, in retrospect now, understand was an audition for Parks and Rec, and I was like, but I read a scene that contained characters that are not in Parks and Recreation and that were not in The Office. It was like 2 characters named like Vanessa and Steve or something, and I auditioned for Greg, Daniels, who is the creator of both shows, and then I didn't ever hear from them again about that, and that was like back in October of whatever year that was, and then so that's how I met them, and then the following March is when this role of Aaron came up. Mm-hmm. So that's how I initially got on their radar.
Now I want to ask you and then
by failing at an audition, yeah.
No, but you ran with it. Yeah. 4-episode thing you turned into 5 seasons or whatever, right?
Well,
something like that.
Yeah, it was 4 seasons after that. So yeah, the story changed, which worked in my favor. So that's great.
Yes. No, I'm going to ask you, Ellie Kemper, star of Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, which is on Netflix right now. The whole season's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your IMDb right now. I'm going to ask you a couple. I'm going to name a character you played, and you have to tell me what the character was in.
Oh, okay. I will probably fail at this.
Okay.
Okay.
Jamie.
Mystery Team.
Okay, that's right. Yes, Mystery Team, the movie with my friend D.C. Pearson was in that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Produced, written, created by Derek. Yeah, Derek Comedy. Oh, and I want to tell you, I'm not looking at IMDb, so I'm not cheating, just so you know.
I know you're not cheating. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Girl in Bar.
They don't do commercials. Is that Cayman Wentz?
Yes, that's Cayman Wentz.
Yes. Do you get the double entendre?
I just got it. I did not get it until you said it was a double entendre.
I know. Well, because you have to say it out loud.
Yes.
I mean, the title.
I just looked at it.
Otherwise, you don't get it.
No. Went right over my head.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Shelley.
Wait, I don't know. I don't know if I know Shelley. None of my characters ever have last names. Shelley. Oh, Reading Rainbow?
Redeeming Rainbow.
Redeeming Rainbow?
Yes.
Yeah.
You played Shelley. See, look, you're getting them all.
I am getting them all.
We did this with, who do we do this with, Mike? And they got none of them.
Was it Hanks? Was it Tom Hanks?
It was Tom Hanks. He was no idea. I asked him, I said, in this movie you play a castaway. And he was like, he said, catch me if you can. And he said in this, let's see here.
Okay.
Allison.
Laggies.
That's Laggies, yes.
Yeah.
All right, one more.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's I know it's a very long list.
That one you'll get, Brenda. That is in the title.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pinnacle Executive.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was Get Him to the Greek.
Yes. You got all of them.
I nailed it somehow.
Yeah.
From the hundreds and hundreds of characters I have undertaken.
I can't remember who got none of them. Like Chris
Elliott. I really
want
to know, too.
Chris Elliott one time got none of his things. He was just like, I don't know, a snow day or something like that. And he's like, are you making fun of me with this list? I'm like, no, I'm not making fun of you. So,
it's just fact.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out how many things you worked on. He's
funny.
He is funny, and I know
He's very funny.
him through your worse half. I guess your worse half, right? Is that the way to say it?
Yeah, worse half.
Your worse half.
But he is the worst. So he's both the worst and the worst half.
Michael Coman.
Yep.
Who he was co-creator of Eagle Heart.
Yep.
And co-creator of Nathan for You.
Yep.
And is he co-creator of the Triumph show?
He is.
Yes, he's co-creator of that. He's all over the place.
Yep. He's all over the place. He adores you, I should mention.
Well,
as if you didn't already know that.
Well, he's a very nice guy. I adore him.
Pardon me?
I adore him.
Now it's out there. It's on record that you just made his day.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a very nice guy. He's very calm.
And no beard either. No beard.
No.
Right?
He had one during the writer's strike.
Okay.
Because I remember I met his mom for the first time, and she was appalled. She did not like his beard. But everyone had. It was a time of beards. I mean, everyone had a lot of beards then.
Look, these writers, that sounds like a cheap excuse for half these guys to just be like, hey, it's a strike beard. I got no control over it. And then they're like, strike's over. I think I'll keep it forever.
Right. Yeah. And then it's fixed.
Exactly. Then the next thing you see, they're 80 and they still have a beard.
I know.
So,
hey, the right that strike was about 60 years ago.
Yeah, you can lose that strike beard at this point.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
No, my strike beard has slowly turned into a lazy writer's beard. Yep. Sorry.
I think I'm going to keep it.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Now, Ellie Kemper, I'm going to ask you a couple questions for this thing we do. It's this rapid-fire questions, and then I will let you get on with your busy evening.
Very busy.
Okay.
Not busy. Okay. I hope I answer them rapidly.
All right. Well, get ready.
I am. I actually just sat up. Okay.
Okay. Well, you're taking it way too seriously.
I know, but I never do these things rapidly, so I'm going to this time.
All right. What is the dumbest purchase you've ever made?
I guess, not answering this one rapidly. I probably shouldn't have purchased the Prius that I had been leasing for 3 years.
Okay.
Because it's falling apart.
All right. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Would you push Eric Clapton out of a hot air balloon, or would you launch him into space?
I would. I don't want him to die, so I would launch him into space, assuming he's in a spaceship with oxygen.
Okay, that's fair. What is the most popular movie you've never seen?
I know the answer to this, and you'll maybe hang up the phone. It's Star Wars.
No, that's fine. I think that's awesome. I know a lot of people. Julie Klausner has never seen Star Wars, nor will she ever. No.
What? Oh, that's on principle?
Just the kind of thing. At this point, what are you going to do? You're going to go. You're going to go watch Star Wars now.
Do you know? To hear you say that to me, that just made me 1,000 levels less anxious because that makes me feel great. There's no need for me to see that now. Thank you. You just calmed me down.
The movies I've never seen. I've never seen Titanic.
You don't need to, though, right?
But exactly, the ship sinks.
Yeah.
And they're all dead at this point anyway.
Yeah.
All of them, right?
Yeah.
Whether if they survive that thing, they're dead. So it doesn't matter. I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, is that a popular movie?
It is.
I guess it is. Shawshank Redemption was on TV. I had mono in 11th grade, and it was on TBS every night. And so I have seen that movie about 11 times.
Yeah, but that movie
But you don't need to see it.
They get out. I can see. Yeah. They climb through a sewer, and they get out.
But my thing about Star Wars is that it's, I don't know, it's like a cultural marker? What's the word I want to use?
It's a cultural marker. That's a good way of putting it. But it's also like, you've seen it 15 times. How about you've seen it 14 times? Give me one of those viewings to myself, and then there's nothing to talk about here.
I know.
So, all right, let's see here. If you could have less of one emotion, which one would it be?
If I could have less of one emotion?
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the longest you've gone without sleeping?
Yeah, it's not long. It's like 15 hours.
Wow, that is not long at all.
No, I like to sleep, and I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, I get anxious, and then it's a vicious cycle.
There we go. I see.
Yeah.
If you were on the run, where would you hide?
Well, if I were on the run, where would I hide? Well, I guess under a bridge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Under a bridge. Well, just any bridge?
Well, I know, as I was saying it, if there were other people under the bridge, I feel like they'd be friendly enough because obviously they camp there sort of regularly. But if I'm all alone, then it's sort of scary under the bridge. So I guess it would be the type of suspension bridge. The type of bridge does not matter. But I guess the people underneath would matter.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Oh, wait, but I'm trying to hide, so I don't want there to be people. I don't know. An abandoned bridge.
An abandoned bridge. All right, let's see. Who doesn't get their just desserts?
The people under the bridge
Okay.
that I'm hiding with. They deserve more, yeah.
Okay. The kindly people under the bridge helping you when you're on the run.
Yeah.
And final one, what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever said to a celebrity?
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yes. Okay. This is, I went to the night at the Museum 3. Night at the Museum 7. I'm kidding. Night at the Museum 3 movie screening, and Ben Stiller was there, and I was in like a situation where all of a sudden I was being introduced to him, and I've never met Ben Stiller, and he's a worldwide movie star, very funny. He's a comedian. He's all of these things. I know you know who Ben Stiller is, and I met him, and I said, this is what I said. Oh, hi Ben, I'm Ellie Kemper. It was just so. I don't know why I thought I could call him Ben. He didn't want to meet me. I think I was just like distracted, or I think by calling him Ben, I was entirely too familiar.
Now, which part bothers you the most when you look? I would say the O might be the worst part of that. As if he was interrupting you.
Yep.
To say, as if you're turning around. What? Who is? Oh, hi, Ben.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Ellie Kemper, Ben.
Yeah. I'll be with you in a second. Let me just finish up over here.
It was just so... It was... I can't... As it was happening, I thought, what's happening? Why am I acting so at ease and as though he is, bothering me?
That is...
But I said many dumb things, but that's the first that popped into my...
Well, that's really hilarious. That is...
Well,
that's...
Oh, thank you, Tom. I'm kidding.
Oh, see? Now you just... The O. You need to work the O out of your system with these things.
I need the O.
The O
Strike the O.
Yeah, strike the O.
Get it out. Yeah.
Now, Ellie Kemper, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a total joy, and the show is so great. It really is.
That's nice of you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm a huge fan of your show, so thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Creepers. I like all that.
Jeepers, creepers. She's out of control. No.
So, Ellie, people can watch it over at Netflix.
Yes.
The whole season's up. When do you start the second season?
I don't know yet. They haven't told us, but not for a few months still.
Okay.
So I'll be better find something to do.
So watch the first season. Don't watch it all super fast, because you got to give a little bit of time to. It's because the next one's not going to be. It's not going to show up next week with 13 more.
No. Yeah, right.
Take your time with it. Watch Unbreakable, Kimmy, Schmidt, and thank you, Ellie. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Tom. I hope you're well, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. I'll take care.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.